elevate that program?
Oh, I think probably just mindset. I think he's an energetic coach with a lot of a good football knowledge, a past history of success. I think the players would like him, and he has a good relationship with them. Then he's brought in good coaches around him to help him, which we all know, and he and I have talked many times, who you surround yourself with is critical. And so I think he's done a nice job with that. And while the program at their point hasn't shown enough wins to say they've turned the corner, when you watch them play, you can clearly see they're getting close and being very competitive.
There was a remarkable difference in the special teams play from the Utah game to this past game. Was there a lot of special emphasis in this past week in getting them back in shape, or was it just, did you consider the Utah game to be an outlier and just continue practice for them as usual?
More of like a tipping point of just you work, and then at one point the work accumulates to enough point to then it shows, and that was essential in that game. Anything else?
You haven't updated us on the voting. How's that going?
Oh, you're talking about for the top 25? It's kind of an acquired taste. So our process, and Brett, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Brett Pine sends me the email Saturday night at whatever time that is, 9 or 10, and sometimes there's still games going. It has to be in by Sunday morning at 9. So I wake up Sunday morning, and before I prepare my primary lesson, then I'm working on my voting for, and basically what we do is I just take the existing rankings from what they were, look at who lost and who didn't, and then just kind of move them up. And I think I'm voting fairly, but there might be more coaches that are more into the statistical parts and maybe spending more hours than I am. But I think I'm having to follow college football more closely than I have normally.
Is it a one-year deal, or would you like to?
Well, it's I'll make myself available anytime they want, and it's a learning experience, but it's just kind of one more thing to do.
A lot of players on Utah State wanted to go to either Utah or BYU and didn't have the opportunity. Maybe talk to the level of motivation that might create for them to try and beat BYU.
I think Utah State will want to beat us just like they wanted to beat Auburn, just like they wanted to beat Colorado State, just like they wanted to beat Weber State. Can there be with a handful of players where they feel slighted because I didn't take them, or we didn't think they were good enough, or didn't have a spot? Certainly that could happen, but not enough for that to be a storyline of, now that is the war cry that, because we're mad at them, we're really going to play well.
Bronco, you talked last week about the soul searching that kind of went on after the Utah game. What are you expecting from your team coming off a victory to continue that same type of improvement?
I would hope just that, the same type of improvement. There's still multiple jumps we can still make with this team and are going to have to make, and I would just hope the consistency in practice shows that. That's what I'm after, is the consistency of practice, of our execution, to help us take another step forward, which is necessary. Okay, thanks a lot.